Hello, I'm back. It's 8:24 p.m. Well, um so I thought I was supposed to start the job today, but um I went to fill out the necessary paperwork and onboarding, and then I'm supposed to start tomorrow. So, excuse me. Um I need to try to find a way to make things work because excuse me, as far as transportation goes. And so, I mean, this other job opportunity, I mean, well, I, consented to a scheduled interview, um, you know, in case this job didn't work out. Because, I mean, I've dealt with certain jobs where, if I ended up being like bullied off the job or workplace mob like the first day. So, um, but it's like this job right here, um, you know, it might get me like, maybe like, like 2 or 3 possible hotel room nights and, enough for food maybe, but I mean, it wouldn't be enough to, actually pull me, you know, out of my situation in a way where I could be able to save for an apartment or another place to live or even save for a vehicle or anything like that, you know. So my my social security and SSI check just about gone. Excuse me. Just about gone already. But um excuse me, if it weren't for the necessary Uber rides and me paying for the uniform and stuff like that, I could have had like, I'm not gonna say a certain amount, but I could have had a certain amount extra left over, you know. But the job, this one is um a low wage job, and excuse me, and it pays like every 2 weeks. So I've had certain jobs like that where for the first 3 weeks I got nothing until like the third week. And then it might be like $30, or I'd be lucky if it's a $100 or something. But, you know, um, I don't even know. Like, well, I mean, I was given the work schedule today, um, and they gang stalked me to and from the job. From the moment I walked out of the door all the way until to and from the job. And then they had these 2 guys. One was wearing like a blue shirt and blue pants, and the other guy that was with him a blue shirt and red shorts. And the moment I walked into the job, they were coming in to go eat. Excuse me. And then and something else happened, I don't remember. But they had a perp that when I walked out of the job, like the very second I walked out of the building, the perp had he had like one of those usual kind of Chevy SUVs with I don't remember if it was a Tahoe or a Suburban, but he had like one headlight. And then I was really upset. I'm like they like on my ass real heavy. Really heavy. You know, it's like whenever I go looking for a job, or especially when I got hired for a job, the perps follow me so heavy, like as if they're mad that I finally got a job, or landed a job opportunity on my own. And you know, and I think that this is how targets end up dealing with workplace mobbing, because if they follow you to your job and then sneak behind your back while you're busy, you know, you could be busy sweeping the floors or something. And then, you know, and your head is down and you focus on one thing, and then you don't realize that they're sneaking behind your back, slandering you to your boss and co-workers while pretending to be fake customers. Or sometimes right off the bat, you might deal with, you know, co-workers or a boss that's going to be perping you, or, you know, doing weird shit, you know. Now, I didn't even realize until after, I think it was after I filled out the application, was when I noticed that the uniform shirts are red. But that's different though, because that's the company. You know, that's what the company, if they always wore that color, then that's fine. But if a person wears red specifically for gang stalking reasons, then that triggers and bothers a lot of targeted individuals, you know. But I see professed targeted individuals, they wear red and they say that they're targeted. But then another professed target would be triggered, you know, another professed target would be triggered and possibly falsely or truly accusing the other target of being a perp. You know, but I'm not against the color red. I don't have a problem with the color red. But when you use it to gang stalk, that's when I have a problem. But, you know, I don't mind wearing the color red, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to trigger another TI or for them to take me the wrong way if I decided to wear that color. So to be respectful and mindful of other TIs who would be triggered, you know, I would try my best to refrain from wearing that color. But then they'll, you know, take you the wrong way and, you know, falsely accuse you of being a perp and smear you to the TI community and manipulate everybody to turn against and block you. And it's like, you have a whole house and a whole car. I'm homeless, and, you know, if the color of the uniform is red and blue, like if you're working at Domino's or something, you know, so I mean, that's the color of the company, Domino's colors, Or if somebody's working at Family Dollar's color is definitely red. Excuse me. So, I mean, if you wearing red because that's the color of the company, then that's a different story from somebody wearing red because they want to gang stalk and be part of this trafficking. You know. So, I mean, the curtains in this room is red. I didn't know until after I got in here. You know. So I mean, I don't have a problem with wearing the color red if that's the color of the company T-shirts or whatever for the uniform. And I'm not gonna gang stalk, but I have to keep in mind that not everybody that will wear the color red or drives a red car is gonna be gang stalking. But I have to see how you move, because you can gang stalk with the color that's not red. Um, you can gang stalk wearing the color, um, wearing a whole gray, if you wear a whole light gray sweatsuit and gang stalk. Or you can wear, you know, certain professed targets say that they be gang stalked with the, with the color blue a lot. Or black, that Masonic black and white. And there was a point in time when gang stalkers were trying to experiment with all different colors on me. You know, I mean, they use multiple different colors. Um, and there was a point in time where if you see somebody in the if the color car that they're driving is usually the same color as their shirt that they're wearing. A lot of the times they try to be obvious like that. So they've experimented on me with pink shirt, pink car, or orange shirt, orange car, purple shirt, purple car, and or a lot of the times they would do red, blue or white vehicle and red shirt. A lot of the times those are a dead giveaway. Or people casually walking in personal clothes, and if you see somebody that's you know when one person's wearing all red and the other person's wearing all blue, or one is wearing red and black and the other one is wearing blue and black, I'm like, well, that's dead giveaway that y'all perps. you know and then they make sure to pass right by you. you know and then a lot of them, like even at the job, they have a couple of people, even this lady that came in that filled out the paperwork the same time I did. A few of the workers, I mean, and a few people wearing that Masonic red hair that dyed, they have their hair color dyed red, you know. So, I mean, aside from wearing red as the company, they got their hair dyed that Masonic red. I mean, I know that they're part of, part of the secret society, or part of the cult, part of the gang stalking Luciferian cult network. And some of them will pretend to be fake friendly. Some of them will be rude douchebags or whatever, you know. But the gang stalking, and narcissistic abuse from people, seemed like as if due to my experiences, they it caused me to end up being even more introverted than I already was. You know, back then, like, I used to be very outgoing and friendly and trying to make friends with people and end up getting hurt all the time. But, dealing with the narcs in my life in elementary school, and the fake foster mom and everybody, for me to try to reach out and make friends and try to be outgoing, they would tell me that that's inappropriate behavior. So then became used to being a loner and by myself. And then they saw a problem with that. And then they said, well, you need to stop being so antisocial and you need to get out more and you need to learn how to make new friends. Well, you punish me every time I try to make a new friend. So now you have an issue with me being by myself, you know. So, but anyway, uh, um, and some people that's professed to be Christians, they might think that they're wearing red to represent um Jesus' death on the cross, or they might wear white as a symbol of purity or something, or um you know talking about, our garments need to be without spot or blemish, and meaning our spiritual garments, without sin. But, if you have I don't go around questioning people like, why are you wearing the color red or something like that. No, I don't do that. But I don't know. It seems like as if maybe intuition or discernment make you question whether or not somebody's a perp or not. But like 2 or 3 minutes after the manager um handed me the paperwork to fill out, um this lady had she fell on the sidewalk, and it's like, if she fell by accident or if that was a coincidence, then I feel really bad that happened. But I guess she was all right. She needed assistance to get up. But um, y'all would have called me the cruel one if I would have questioned whether or not that was gang stalking street theater. Because what a coincidence that right after I started filling out the paperwork, um, that distraction, because if I might think something is real and other professed targets would try to tell me, no, that's not real, that's street theater, you know, and then you sitting here wanting to feel sorry for something bad happening to that person, but then, they'll tell you, no, that was street theater, but, you know, I guess I'll try to be open minded or try to be compassionate. But what made me question, and the lady, she had a walker also. But what made me question that it was street theater, because it was right after I started filling out the paperwork. You know, and the boss had to go out and physically help her up, him and a few other people. And so, but I heard that one of the workers said that the lady and her husband, that they eat there very often. I forgot whether she said every day or every week or something like that, or that she eat there all the time or something. I don't remember. But and then on the way walking back here, they had a perp. Um, he had his elbow out of the window, and I think he had on a pink shirt. I mean, a pink men's I don't want to say blouse because I thought blouse was for women, but I think his shirt was like it looked like as if it was red and white with like tiny little squares. That's what the pattern actually looked like. And then he pretended to be fake nice and said hi or whatever. And then he drove onto the hotel property just before I did. And it seemed like as if I'm wondering how come people ain't gonna say ban him for trespassing. And he looked too rich to stay here. He looked too rich to stay here. You know. So and then they had a man on my way walking to work. I mean the job. The man had I think he tried to scream like as if he was trying to get my attention or honk his horn at me or try to say hello. And the moment I turned my head, that's when he planted his arm out the window right after he got my attention. And I was trying to figure out when this area, I don't know, I don't really know many people in this area. So I don't know if he was trying to hit on me or trying to get fresh with me or and then he placed his arm out of the window right after he got my attention. You know. So yeah, and then they had this narcissistic control freak fake TI perp. He looked like he's um well he gotta be in his late 20s, but he still looks like he's 20 years old. Even 4 years ago he looked like a teenager. But I'm like, you know, wow, you're still bossy and controlling. You know, leaving bossy comments, If I'm 40 years old, I don't need somebody that looks like they're about 20 years old to lecture me about how I should go do the right thing. And I'm like, well, I'll try to give you another chance. Because even 3.5 years ago, he was narcissistic, bossy, and controlling, and I had to block him. And, he was even trying to, like, perp me on the phone and defend and agree with the perps and everything like that, too. You know. So, yeah, I mean, I really don't like people talking to me like as if I lack common sense or like I don't know any better. And I noticed that whenever I lose YouTube subscribers, when it seems like as if the gang stalking slander is getting stronger. You know. So excuse me. So the gang stalkers, that's what they. I mean, the fake TI perps, they play both sides, and the ones that's fake, y'all deserve the same prosecution as the actual perps. Y'all don't deserve reparations like real TIs deserve. But it seems like as if these big so-called lawsuits never came to fruition. It seems like all they do is play with us. you know. And so one lawsuit that I cater, or Icator or whatever, they were trying to charge targeted individuals to participate in the lawsuit. But I don't even know what's going on with targeted justice or whatever. I didn't even sign up since I'm wrongfully banned from the TI community. You know, so I mean, how much compensation would we get if such a lawsuit was won? Would it be enough to get us home? I mean, get us homeless TIs out of our situation? You know, so yeah. I mean, as I said, with this job opportunity, um, it looked like I might have. I mean, in the pay isn't like it's like scheduled to be like once every 2 weeks. You know, and I yeah, but the I mean, I'm surprised that the manager seemed like he was nice and didn't act like a perp during the interview or whatever. But I'll try to see how it goes. I feel like I want to try to stick with it, or see how long I can last, you know. But yeah, that fake TI perp talking about, oh, well, you should go to Marshalls or Target or this or that store, or you should do this and do that. And, oh, that's good. You got a job. Stick with it and do the right thing. And, do the right thing and you won't have anything to worry about. What do you mean do the right thing? So, he has a history of treating me and talking to me like as if I lack common sense or don't know any better. You know. I mean, as I said, like I'm 40 years old. I don't need nobody like almost, half my age to try to tell me how to act. So, yeah, it's pretty disrespectful to try to, if I'm that much older than you and you know you try to talk to me like I don't know I mean, people just don't have any idea how bad that makes me feel or how that makes me feel, you know. And so, but I mean, I don't know, the job that I have to do is pretty well, I guess it sounds simple and easy, but um it sounds simple and easy, but you know, if there were positions that pay higher, then I will, that would help. But I mean, for me to have like a bachelor's degree and, just have a job that's so like elementary, I was hoping that they didn't give me that position as a way to belittle me, or shame me or make me feel bad. Like as I said with the Sky Zone job, with them talking about dedicated cleaner, you know, as a way to make a fool out of me. And I didn't even apply for dedicated cleaner position. You know, and he didn't hire me for dedicated cleaner position. It wasn't until after a few days or so, and I thought I was supposed to originally sign up, and that's what I applied for, the job where at Sky Zone in Pensacola, where you can host not exactly host parties, but like book packaging. The package for the parties or whatever, and they say you could get tips or something like that. But they narcissistically give you what they want you to have and try to belittle and degrade you simultaneously at the same time, or try to make you feel worthless and so elementary. you know but people with narcissistic personalities, um they will give you crumbs, and then the worst value of crumbs, and lecture you on how you should be grateful, while they simultaneously rub it in your face why everybody deserves better than you. you know but this boss, you know he didn't act narcissistic or like a perp or anything, but I do question, the job position he gave me, But I mean, I'm hoping things work out. Um, you know, but the other job, well, the job that's supposed to pay higher, I don't have clothes. I might have to let that opportunity go because I don't have well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could still try, but I don't have the I guess my clothes wouldn't look professional enough, you know. But I don't know. I feel like I'm driving myself crazy with so many options, and then not knowing what is the best thing to do, you know. So the fake Darnell Williams perp, he made another fake new account um to harass me again, and he's why does nobody say that he's sick in the head? You know, if he try to make me out to be like a someone that's sick in the head or stupid or crazy, but he's sitting there. I mean, he wants to talk about me being dirty or filthy or something, but he's filthy minded. He made a threat to shit on top of my head or something like that. He's always talking like extremely vulgar, And then when um the gang stalkers are expecting you to be stupid, and then they get really mad when you find a way to outsmart them. So all the times he called me a dummy, he tried to tell me that you know, oh, you got smart, and oh yeah, I can't even track your. I mean, I put in a screenshot and in a community post and showed y'all what he said, and he tried to say that he tried to say that he couldn't that he can't, that he been looking all over trying to look for the hotel that I'm staying in. So he's mad that he can't track my location. So you admitted that what you're doing, you admitted. See, that's another crime that you admitted to. You admitted to tracking me. I mean, and multiple perps have admitted to tracking and hacking me. You know, and so, you know, I mean, I thought of that if with me getting this job, I feel like, well, I don't have a vehicle to to get a second job, or for me to be working two jobs enough to help me pull myself out of my predicament and financially, As I said, the Social Security check is pretty much gone already. It's gone. And Friday, like how am I supposed to do this though? Friday, I'm scheduled to have to check out and be back on the streets, but at the same time, I'm scheduled to have to work Friday too. And wow, they starting to vibrate my body. And then Friday, I'm in a place where the buses, this route runs pretty funny. You know, the route runs funny, and it doesn't run so late. I mean, it doesn't run as late as the others, and it does not run on weekends. And then you know, I'm in a different spot. So if I gotta be back out on the streets, I don't know where would be good place to a good place to sleep, or I would have no place to sleep, or no place to sit down, or no place to go potty, you know. And Saturday and Sunday is supposed to rain. And it looks like I'm scheduled to work on Mardi Gras Day. I don't mind working on that day, you know. But as far as I know, it doesn't seem like I will have any money and have to be on the streets, you know. This is a hard way to be forced to have to live. And even other professed targets act like they do not care. They don't care about your suffering, you know. And there's too much favoritism and fake people and narcs in the TI community. You know, it's so frustrating that professed targets don't even validate each other. It's like y'all would rather bully a fellow TI and falsely accuse them of being a perp because but y'all don't harass or attack the popular fakes that's untouchable in the so-called TI community. You know, so people are mad at me for asking for help for $500. I would have said four, but as I said, they raised the price for the Mardi Gras weekend. And then, if I could get help with the $500 before tomorrow night, if I could get help with $500 before tomorrow night, then I could be able to keep this room for another week. But if not, then I would have to go out on the streets. And then for me to be out on the streets and homeless and no way to take a bath, I mean, they might fire me from the job for not being able to have proper hygiene. And the way y'all think it's cool to force somebody to sadistically force somebody to suffer. Y'all are sadistic, but the online perps are falsely accused me of being schizophrenic and a masochist, and falsely accused me of just doing this harm to myself, when it's actually y'all are teaming up together to destroy me. And then lie and say that I'm doing this to myself. One of the online perps falsely accused me of being a schizomasochist. Anytime that somebody's call you schizophrenic or bipolar as the way to discredit you, that's a dead giveaway that you're a perp or a fake TI perp. I'm not allowed to claim OCD, depression, and anxiety, in which those are results of trauma and abuse and everything. But y'all think that y'all can, y'all think y'all are authorized to call somebody, a complete stranger, schizophrenic. When I have shown y'all tangible proof of what I've been going through, and then fake TI perps, I show them tangible proof, and they still falsely accuse me of, and the regular perps try to copy our terminology. I don't even have the funds to or the money to, or I'm not even friendly with anybody to orchestrate any kind of street theater or anything. So with the video of me wearing a pink dress and being followed with the truck with the one headlight, the regular perp, not fake TI perps, but regular perps, falsely, they lie and say, "Oh, Candy's doing street theater." But the fake TI perps, when I showed them that video, they either ignore the shit out of me, or they will lie and say that the video is not enough proof. But any other professed targets, if you're one of the popular fakes, people would be like, oh, that's the best footage I've ever seen. Or the most concrete footage that I've ever seen, you know. But, it's too much favoritism in the so-called TI community. Even and and the so-called professed targeted individuals, they still got some of them that still hate me from 3 years ago. And they be the most they claim to be God's chosen elect and part of 144,000, but they're the most unmerciful and unforgiving people that you could ever meet on the planet. Most grudgeful people. And they'd be the first to go along with false rumors spread about you. But then they're the main people who talk about that you should stay positive and think positive. But they're the ones who don't like you, hypocritically don't like you for no reason. And based on the fact that you had an argument with somebody that, one of their fake friends in the so-called TI community. So they feel like they want to hate you forever because you had a dispute with their friend and their friend smear campaigned me to them. So they feel like, they would pervert the scriptures of mark those that cause division, and y'all falsely accuse me of being a stain on the body of Christ, when at the same time, y'all are doing exactly what the perps do. And slander me and make up lies and everything, But people try to tell you should act a certain way or do this or do that, or you should behave this way or behave that way. And I feel like, well, it's mighty strange that for me to expose gang stalking is viewed as bad behavior. But if I'm quiet and obedient and just tolerate the abuse and don't break, you can be rewarded with keeping your job. But I've been sabotaged and treated very fucked up, like even before I even realized I was targeted. And people are more mad and they're infuriated that I finally found out what the hell was because they expected me to be in the dark and ignorant all this time, So, well, yeah. So whatever I don't use by Friday, if I have to go back out on the streets, certain things that I opened and used, if I can't fit it in my backpack, I would have to throw it away or get rid of it, or give it away or something. And this is like very hard. Um, and I was trying to find some shortcut, trying to find some shortcut or an easier way or a quicker way to get to the nearest bus stop with the buses that run regular, you know. Man, this is scary. The next few days or even the rest of the month is going to be very scary. I mean, and then, I've seen people on different areas of social media, multiple people that's homeless living in their vehicle. And if they might ask for $500 or $600 for a hotel or a motel room, and they get the support and help, but for me to ask for that much, people say you are insane, or they say, are you out of your fucking mind? But I mean, as I said, if y'all would not have sabotaged that, and guess what? The Huntley Corporation, they still never responded back or contacted me. But with the airport job, I probably could have gotten my second paycheck by now. And this job right here is the pay per hour is less than what I was supposed to get at the airport. It's less than what I was supposed to get at the airport. So the online perps that harass me about how I should get a job, they're the same ones who either call up the place and have me wrongfully fired and banned from the job, or they make threats to do it. And a lot of the time they follow through with their threats. And, I don't need a bunch of internet strangers trying to micromanage and control how I behave or how I act. And then y'all working for the devil. And it's like they are so, I don't even know these people. These online perps, I don't even know them. But a lot of the in-person perps, I don't even know them either. They're making my nose itch. So, there was another professed targeted individual that somebody said that if they make your nose itch while you're doing a video, then that's part of the directed energy weapons and the remote neural monitoring. But others will mistake you for being a perp when you're not. But people in the TI community, they only call you a perp if they don't like you. But another person can do the same thing, and they figure that, that's the realest TI I know. Because you like that person. But if you don't like them, then, and they do the same thing, then you'll say, they're a perp, because you don't like that person. But, it seems like there's nothing I can do or say to convince even other professed targets that I'm a real TI. They will, no matter what proof I give, they will falsely say that it's not enough proof, or they'll still falsely accuse me of being fake. And I realize they just have they're narcissistic and have a personal issue with me, or don't like me, But, I try to stay in my own lane when it comes to the TI community, especially on YouTube. I try to stick to myself and don't even much comment on other professed targets' videos much anymore. And, I try as best as I can to avoid, feuding with other professed targets. But, sometimes I might have a altercation or a feud with somebody in the so-called TI community on Twitter or TikTok, and then it would bleed over into YouTube, But, I try my best to stay in my own lane and try to stay out of trouble. And, it's hard to even find any legit targeted individual videos that show people really, showing footage of themselves being targeted. And everybody that be trying to tell you shut up and ignore, or they be the ones that be sold out popular fake perps. They be sold out perps. And narcissistic and controlling. And so, dang, make my nose itch again. So they will try to tell me, you should focus on this and focus on that. Being homeless on the street, struggling to survive, it's very hard to I have tried. It's very hard to try to work on short stories when you're homeless on the streets with nowhere to go and days of sleep deprived. So as I said, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday is going, and Monday too. Monday morning, in the middle of the night, Monday, it's supposed to rain. And I will have no shelter overhead. And no place to take a shower in order to keep the job. But then, if I could keep the job, maybe that could help me eventually find another housing opportunity. But, the online perps lie to people and say I'm lazy and don't want to work, but they're upset that they can't succeed at beating me into submission to join their cult, their sex trafficking Luciferian cult that I want no part of. And I have to remind myself that the way that any perp, including family members, that anybody who's participating in the gang stalking, that what they're doing is wrong and abusive, and it's very fucked up. Even fake TI perps, what y'all doing is wrong, abusive, and fucked up, and narcissistic abusers as well. And the people who's in the TI community who you expect least to flip and turn on you and betray you, or secretly, turn into a perp, they be the ones who you least expect. So I have, over 1,500 number of YouTube subscribers, and I know that it'd be, as I said, probably probably over probably over 1,400 accounts is from the same perps that be making up fake new accounts to come and harass, and I keep blocking them. So then it might be like, I don't even know if I might have like 100 actual people, that subscribe, but then I had to block so many narcissistic abusers and people that's narcissistic and controlling and fake, or perps, fake TI perps and regular perps, And it's hard to find somebody that's sincere and genuine. And they even betray and turn against me. And I mean, and if the perps see me, somebody being supportive of me, they will interfere and infiltrate and you know force me and that supportive person to sever ties with each other, like what they did with Teresa and a few others. You know, the perps don't. They're on a militant mission to make everybody hate me. And the gang stalkers, they really are walking about seeking whom they will devour. You know, they really walking about seeking whom they may devour. And then somebody that's a sold out perp trying to tell you how to serve Jesus Christ or tell you how to read the Bible or how you should be praying. But y'all sitting there working iniquity, you know. But I am extremely afraid, to be out in the rain and have to walk extremely far and have nowhere to go. Good thing my menstruation is over for the month. But I have difficulty fully expressing my feelings and emotions. I'm trying as best as I could. But about now, it seems like maybe I would do certain videos and get like 0 likes, but the perps give guaranteed thumbs down on every single video. Oops, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to do one eye symbolism. I didn't even realize I'm looking this way, but I'm scratching my ear. My ear is itchy. I wasn't trying to do one eye symbolism on purpose. I didn't even realize because I wasn't even looking. So, for me to have like my Tourette's and twitching and my facial twitches, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he took a screenshot of that and falsely make it like as if I'm showing one eye symbolism, and I wasn't trying to do that. You know, sometimes I might be like, you know, with the Tourette, with the facial twitching, you know, but I would never, do that on purpose. But he, try to manipulate and alter, he was Photoshop, I guess. I don't even know if he might create AI or Photoshop to alter my pictures to look satanic, and I showed y'all proof of that. So, but they got so many they got so many fake TI troublemakers on YouTube that they act like they delusionally believe they're a thug and they're worldly, and they bully people, um, you know, they bully people and then falsely accuse that person of being a perp, but bullying someone is perping. Discrediting someone is perping. If you bully a fellow TI, you're perping them. If you try to discredit a fellow TI who shows proof, you're perping them. Because if you show one here, like you say, here, this is proof of me being targeted. But because you don't like me, you'll say that, oh, that's not proof. Or why, if you show the same thing, it's proof. You know, but it's very hard, the idea of the fake TI perps that play both sides. I guess they're making it harder and harder for people to discern who's a real TI and who's not. And even if professed targets are supposed to be chosen or set apart from the rest of the world, they still follow and chase after who's popular. You know, so if I've heard bad things about targeted justice, but they're still getting respect, or if I heard bad things about Millicent Black and Derek Robinson, people still honor and respect them, you know. But I even heard that, I've heard things about Dr. Catherine Horton. You know, people say she was a gaslighter and a fake TI perp and stuff like that, you know. But people still, she doesn't have a whole people hating and attacking and bullying her or acting like vigilantes towards her, because of her status as doctor, you know. I think that's why, you know, but there should not be bullying in the TI community, you know, and there shouldn't be any bullying or favoritism in the TI community, or so much hatred and unforgiveness. And even in the body of Christ, the people who say that they're Christian and say that they love the Lord, if they mad at you because you got into an argument with one of their friends, they'll still hate you 4 years later and not even know the truth about. And then they wouldn't want to believe that their narcissistic fake Christian friend had lied on me to them, or smear campaigned me. And it's like, people in the TI community, we all need to support each other more rather than coercing isolation and making like you a bad person to reach out for making it like you're a bad person to reach out for support and for help. Even if it's emotional support. If you call up another so-called target and you're in an emotional mental health crisis, they'll victim blame and kick you down even harder and making it like you're a burden to them. Or like they'll make it like you're always full of drama and negativity when instead of being supportive, if they'll make it like you're full of drama and negativity and just full of problems, but then they expect you to be supportive of them when they're going through something, or when they're at wit's end, or when they feel like they can't handle their target, or they feel like their targeting is too much. But I really hate somebody that's 12 years younger than me trying to tell me how to behave, or, oh, next time you go to work, next job you get, you should conduct yourself this way, or you should act this way, or you need to do this, or you need to focus on this and focus on that. And people don't even give a damn about me being out on the streets and being rained on in the middle of the night with no place to use the bathroom, and me being out in the elements and out in danger and no place to get to take a shower, and the job might fire me for poor hygiene because of having no place I could take a shower. But when the online sex trafficking stalkers lie to people saying Candy is lazy and don't want to work, they're mad at me because they can't get me to flip and become a perp. And it seems like their anger increases by the day. The anger and hostility, it increases by the day, As the days go by, they get worse and worse, So, I mean, I wish that I could have a job that would pay me, just enough for me to be able to you know, be self-sufficient and not have to beg or panhandle or have to ask for any help or ask for any money, But I heard that the gang stalking network, they they only allow the target, excuse me, to have, low wage jobs, you know, where you cannot be, they don't want to allow you to be self-sufficient. And even if without gang stalking, with narcissistic abuse, they will control your finances and so that or they will keep you with low finances on purpose so that they can have more control over you. So if you got support, then they can't control you. If you got family, they can't control you. But if you have no family, then that make you fair game for anybody to fuck over and take advantage. And you know, I don't even know. As I said, people don't even care about me being like really scared of, this weekend. Y'all can look it up for yourselves. I challenge you to Google search New Orleans weather on Google. And you can see that Saturday and Sunday and early Monday morning it's going to be raining. And I've shown y'all like screenshots of days when it's going to rain. I've even shown like certain videos of it actually pouring down, raining, and me crying out for help with a hotel room, and y'all still falsely accuse me of manipulating and scamming. Because y'all want me to throw my life away. And y'all think it's a crime for somebody to fight to survive, and then you falsely accuse me of being narcissistic and entitled for fighting for what y'all robbed me of, what y'all stole from me. Y'all steal my livelihood from me. I mean, and who's gonna say that y'all are narcissistic to feel entitled to stalk and try to control and abuse a stranger? And one of my most recent blog posts, the fake Darnell Williams perp, try to lie and say that he was forced to click on that link, or that he was forced to read. No, or they willfully stalk, and try to control my YouTube videos or whatever, and then they will lie and say Candy is trying to force people to watch this, or she makes me so sick. Y'all don't have to stalk me. I'm not like, why the hell would y'all lie and say that I'm trying to force y'all to stalk me. I'm sitting here fighting to live my life. You know, and y'all the ones that's delusional and obsessed. And jealous as fuck. Jealous. Y'all be the jealous stalkers. Jealous criminal stalkers. And they are vibrating my body. So, y'all are jealous of me with not have nothing. I'm sitting here struggling. And for me to document like this, you know, where would any lies be told? You know, and it was like, yeah, I mean, they would harass you about how you should go get a job and stop begging. And then when you do land a job, they sabotage the job that you got, that you worked so hard or fought so hard to get. And that's with jobs and housing. It's unbelievable. The mind games that they play. So, and I only asked for help when I need it, but the gang stalkers, you know, have me forced in a predicament where I have to keep constantly asking for help. And I was, you know, dangerously sleep deprived this past Thursday and Friday. You know, where I didn't even feel safe. I didn't even feel safe being out in society because, you know, for me to be that sleep deprived and accidentally get hit by a car being so sleep deprived, trying to walk across the street or something. You know, my cognitive ability being reduced because of lack of sleep, little to no sleep, and then being attacked and torn up by mosquitoes, and suffering with being cold. So I'm gonna go for now. I mean, you know, so when I suffer, the perps think it's funny and they laugh. But if I'm able to be doing well, they get upset. But they shouldn't be able to have any kind of power over a complete stranger. The fact that y'all are trying to control me when you have no right to do so or no authority, y'all are the narcissists, not me.